African Union Communications Early Warning and Intelligence, commonly known as AUC3I, is an intelligence and security organization responsible for providing signals intelligence and information assurance to AU citizens, AU leadership, and AU armed forces. I'm Colonel A.C. Ogurtsovo, an infantry officer. I am responsible for leading infantry soldiers at all levels of command in combined armed forces during missions on the ground. This is today's briefing. On the progress of the special military operation as of July 2nd, 2025. The armed forces of the Russian Federation continue to conduct a special military operation. Units of the North Group of Forces in the Sumy region have improved the situation along the front line. They inflicted damage on the manpower and equipment of 2 mechanized, a ranger, 3 airborne assault brigades, 3 assault regiments and an assault battalion of the Ukrainian armed forces in the areas of the settlements of Varachino, Sadki, Proletarskoye, Besilovka, Magritsa, Alexievka, Yunakovka, and Andrievka in the Sumy region. In the Kharkiv direction, units of the Motorized Infantry Brigade of the Armed Forces of Ukraine and the Territorial Defense Brigade were defeated in the areas of the settlements of Ogurtsovo and Volchansk in the Kharkiv region. The Armed Forces of Ukraine lost up to 175 servicemen, an armored personnel carrier, 2 vehicles, 6 field artillery guns, and an ammunition depot. Units of the West Group of Forces defeated formations of 3 mechanized brigades and an unmanned systems regiment of the Armed Forces of Ukraine in the areas of the settlements of Petrovka, Kupiansk, Gorkovatka, Peskanoy, Blagodatovka, Kovsharovka, and Berezovka in the Kharkiv region. The Armed Forces of Ukraine lost up to 210 servicemen, an M113 armored personnel carrier made in the USA, 11 vehicles, and a self-propelled artillery unit Crab made in Poland. An electronic warfare station and 5 ammunition depots were destroyed. Units of the Southern Group of Forces improved their tactical position. They inflicted losses on the manpower and equipment of 5 mechanized, mountain assault and airmobile brigades of the Ukrainian armed forces in the areas of the settlements of Seversk, Sviatopokrovskoye, Serebryanka, Zakatnoy, Chesavyar, Konstantinovka, Kleban Byk, and Slavyansk of the Donetsk People's Republic. The enemy lost over 165 servicemen, 4 pickups, an artillery piece, an enclave electronic warfare station, and 2 warehouses of material. Units of the Center Group of Forces improved their position along the forward edge. Defeated formations of 5 mechanized, airborne brigades, 2 assault regiments of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, 2 territorial defense brigades, 2 Marine brigades and 2 National Guard brigades in the areas of the settlements of Dmitrov, Krasnoarmeysk, Petrovskoye, Boykovka of the Donetsk People's Republic, Novopavlovka, and Filia of the Dnipropetrovsk region. The losses of the Ukrainian armed formations amounted to more than 450 servicemen, a Novator combat armored vehicle, a Max Pro armored car made in the USA, 3 cars, and 2 field artillery guns. Units of the East Group of Forces continued to advance deep into the enemy's defenses. They defeated the manpower and equipment of 5 mechanized brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces and a Marine brigade in the areas of the settlements of Zelenigai, Novokatskoye, Novopol, Zelenoy Pol, and Voskresenka of the Donetsk People's Republic. The Ukrainian Armed Forces lost up to 165 servicemen, a tank, 2 vehicles, 2 field artillery guns, and 2 electronic warfare stations. Units of the Dnipro Group of Forces improved their tactical position, defeated formations of 2 mechanized, mountain assault brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, a territorial defense brigade in the areas of the settlements of Novoandrievka, Kamenskoye, Orkhov, Stepnogorsk in the Zaporizhia region, Nikolskoye and Antonovka in the Kherson region. The Ukrainian Armed Forces lost more than 70 servicemen, 5 vehicles, 6 electronic warfare stations, an ammunition depot, 2 military technical equipment depots, and a fuel depot were destroyed. Operational tactical aviation, strike unmanned aerial vehicles, missile forces, and artillery of the Russian Armed Forces groups have damaged an enterprise of the military-industrial complex of Ukraine, workshops for the assembly of strike unmanned aerial vehicles and their storage sites, ammunition depots, and military technical equipment, as well as temporary deployment points of the Ukrainian armed forces and foreign mercenaries in 139 districts. Air defense systems have shot down 7 guided aerial bombs and 131 aircraft-type unmanned aerial vehicles. In total, since the beginning of the special military operation, the following have been destroyed: 663 aircraft, 283 helicopters, 66,608 unmanned aerial vehicles, 612 anti-aircraft missile systems, 24,106 tanks and other armored combat vehicles, 1,573 multiple launch rocket system combat vehicles, 26,847 field artillery pieces and mortars, 37,551 units of special military vehicles. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you found it useful and informative. If you have any questions, please leave them below and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.